folks, Guns Gear on target training out here in Oregon. I'm laughing because I keep getting asked these questions about prepping and pandemics and what to get and what to do, and quite frankly, as frustrating and just tough as it is right now out there with people, I don't think the firearm in and of itself is going to fix what's going on. At the same time, exercise your Second Amendment rights and be obviously safe about that and be responsible. Nevertheless, someone said, what are the top 5 long guns I would pick? So with that being said, I'm sharing with you 5 long guns and why I think these would be what I want, or some variation of this, what I want based on what each one of these firearms could do. So once again, this surprises people, but when I talk about prepping handguns or long guns, a 22 is always part of that. And the 22 is part of that because it's an inexpensive cartridge with low recoil that pretty much anybody could shoot, and it's certainly effective on certain small game, for example, squirrels, rabbits, whatever. And quite frankly, if somebody shot a bunch of 22 rounds into another person who was a threat, while it wouldn't be my primary self-defense cartridge, I think it would dissuade most people, because getting shot with anything is no fun. Ask anybody who's been shot. All right, let's start with the first long gun that I consider. So in this case, what we have is we have a Ruger 10/22, and it's a semi-automatic. Not saying a semi-automatic is needed, it's just an example of a long gun that I think would be worth considering. So why do I like this? Well, first of all, the Ruger 10/22 has been around for a long time, and there are all kinds of parts and modifications and magazines and on and on and on that you can get easily, and it's likely that you'd be able to find parts for this gun versus something that maybe is a little more exotic. That being said, a bolt gun would be great. I mean, there are all kinds of options. A lever action 22 is a great little gun as well. This particular one is small, so short stock, relatively easy to mount, and easy for anyone to shoot because of its low recoil. The other thing is a brick of 22 ammunition might cost you $25. That's 500 rounds, so that's pennies a round, versus if you're buying 9mm or 5.56 or 7.62, you're spending 3, 4, 5 times that amount, and so the economics associated with the 22 are really good. You can teach people on a 22 and give them the fundamental skills and firearm safety associated with a long gun before moving to something else. All right, let's talk about pick number 2. All right, so the next gun I would choose is some kind of carbine in a pistol caliber. So in this case, this is the Ruger PC Carbine in 9mm, and it has the setup to take Glock 19 magazines. So why would I want a pistol caliber carbine versus something else? Well, it's ultimately your choice. Here's what I like about having that, is I can use the same magazine and the same ammunition as my Glock handguns, and I can use those magazines for either one. So I've got redundancy built in there, and I don't have to go out and acquire a bunch of different ammunition or magazines. Again, I think that a 9mm, while certainly from a long gun standpoint, not as desirable perhaps as some others, fits a great bill, especially for home defense and personal protection. So it's lightweight, easy handling, extremely low recoil, and very easy to shoot. So if you have other people in your family maybe who are just not that comfortable with a larger caliber centerfire gun, then this type of option is great. In the advantage, you don't want to go with a semi-automatic for whatever reason. Maybe you're in some state that it says it's politically incorrect to own semi-automatics. then another great combination would be something like this, which is a Rossi 92 in 357 Magnum. Why that? Same combination. I can have my 357 Magnum 38 Special and also use the same ammunition that I have with this firearm with my carbine. So I think that's a great choice. Again, so the second would be a carbine in a pistol caliber that matches perhaps the handgun that you also have. Number 3, some type, if you can in your state, some type of semi-automatic, and this could be a 7.62 by 39 variant, or it could be a 5.56 variant like this. Mostly because if you needed additional parts, there are a lot of AR-15s out there, and even a fair amount of AKM variants. And when we look at this type of platform, it's reliable, it's consistent, it runs, quite well, and provided you are maintaining any firearm with the proper cleaning and oil and maintenance, they work great. 5.56 is also a very, very gentle shooting cartridge, and it is proven very, very effective. So that would be one of my choices. If you didn't have something like this, in terms of this 5.56, your other option, of course, would be something AK variant, in this case, Arsenal Las Vegas. Great gun, incredibly reliable, intermediate cartridge that certainly does the job, easy to get hits on, easy to maintain. So that would be my third choice. One of the semi-automatic rifles, if you can get them. If not, the other option in 7.62 by 39 is an SKS. And I think the SKS is one of those guns out there that aren't that expensive and work really, really well. It's a 10-round magazine, and you can use stripper clips to load 10 rounds at a time. And boy, I own a couple, and I think they're great, really good guns. Okay, number 4 for a long gun. It's a shotgun. And again, some people say, well, it's a shotgun, it's not really a long gun. Well, it is a long gun. You can disagree with me or not, but again, shotguns have a great ability to serve multiple purposes, from a hunting standpoint for birds, small game, or even larger game, deer with buckshot or slugs. And from a defensive standpoint, again, a really good option in my opinion. So we've got a Beretta here, very lightweight, very easy to handle. I think shotguns for so many people are completely misunderstood and underutilized as a defensive tool, but I would definitely want shotguns as part of my 5 long guns in the event I was prepping. And finally, I would, for number 5, I would want to have some sort of cartridge. Could be a 308, could be some other variant. In this case, we have a 30-06. Wouldn't have to be a semi-automatic, could certainly be a bolt gun. The reason I would want something like this is particularly for hunting, and if I had bad guys at distance, being able to get out beyond 200 yards or so with a 5.56 or 7.62 cartridge like the AK 7.62 by 39. I'd want something that could put some reach on it. This is an old gun from the 40s. It was a lend-lease to the Danish government. Got it through civilian marksmanship program. And again, it's well used, but it shoots great. Well, folks, that's my top 5 prepping picks for long guns. We had a 22, we had a pistol caliber carbine, we had a centerfire rifle, 5.56, 7.62 by 39, something like that. We had a shotgun, and finally we had a long gun that was capable of reaching out. Now I don't really care if it's a 30-06 or if it's a .308 caliber, a Creedmoor, whatever, but something that allows you some distance beyond 200 yards or so with a 5.56 or a 7.62 by 39. So those are my thoughts. These are some of the ones that are in my collection that I think make some sense from a prepping standpoint. Hey guys, really appreciate you watching. Finally, and as always, stay safe.